and welcome back to Casual Sunday Gamer. I am your host, Patrick.
And I'm Alex. And I'm
And
playing Hearthstone.
here I am trying to run a show, and you're playing Hearthstone, I swear.
Yeah, well, it's kind of important. We got a surprise for everybody tonight. So, well, no, I don't know. Can you consider a surprise? Maybe?
Uh, maybe. We're gonna be talking some Hearthstone tonight, so I guess it's only appropriate that you're playing it.
Yeah.
And we may even be opening some packs tonight live on the stream.
Whatever are you talking about?
Yeah, whatever is I talking about?
Whatever is you talking about?
Alright, so I do have a couple of, I think you've got a news story you want to talk about beforehand?
Oh, yeah, it's funny. We were talking about this story, and then, of course, the patch landed today. And it's pretty much, it was an article I read later in the week last week, and it's about video games and how the mobile gaming industry actually isn't hurting video games like a lot of people think it is. It's actually helping the video game industry as far as putting more money into it. And like games like Hearthstone, uh, like Hearthstone is just sporting massive numbers, and it's sporting those numbers mostly because it's available on so many different platforms. So regardless of whether I've got a nice computer or not, as long as I've got a tablet or a phone, I can play Hearthstone. Which,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, when you think about it, that's huge to be able to say, hey, my this game that I like to play at home, I can now take it to work with me, so I can play it on my lunch break. I can play it on my just like my 15-minute break, I can sneak a game in, or while I'm waiting to get my coffee, or while I'm having my coffee in the morning. And those numbers are reflected in Hearthstone's overall numbers, which, if I'm not mistaken, Hearthstone is Blizzard's highest grossing game. Is that not correct?
I believe that is now correct.
So, it's one of those things where you when mobile gaming really started getting started, everyone was worried that the Candy Crushes of the world would really, I guess, degrade gaming. And it's actually turning out to be just the opposite, because when you think of a company like Blizzard, we've got the new StarCraft coming out, and I mean it's a lot of high production value. And if you like, I don't know about you, but I watched a lot of the tournament, the Hearthstone tournament, or not Hearthstone tournament, the
Heroes Tournament.
Heroes tournament over the weekend. And one of the things that tournament, as in between the different matches, it goes to commercial. And so as it was going to commercial, as it would go to commercial, I was constantly seeing commercials for the new StarCraft. And I mean, the cinematics on that are just ridiculous. It's awesome, and it looks like a movie. And you look at it and you're just like, wow, this is a video game. And I played the original StarCraft. I was a Brood War fanatic, so I remember where the game come from, what it looks like. One of the reasons I stopped playing Diablo 3 is because I lost the ability to watch my cinematics whenever I wanted. I know that sounds really strange now, but that was a big deal to me. So,
I remember the rants.
hey, watch it now. Um, but yeah, I mean, for someone like me, it the cinematic is part of the game that I feel like separates Blizzard from everybody else. But that takes money, and now we're getting to that stage where you see video game companies going under because they have so much production money. Their budget is so focused on this one game. They're trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
Take
And
38 Studios, for example.
exactly. So now you introduce a game like Hearthstone. Okay, so what does Hearthstone give you? Well, it's a free-to-play game, so anyone can download it. And I mean, you and I both know it's really hard to play this game free-to-play.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it can be done, but you have to put so many hours into it that it becomes a trade-off of is your money more valuable than your time?
Exactly. And one of the things tonight, like I know a bunch of people that bought the $50, the 50 packs of the new expansion for $50. You think about how many people bought that. That's a free-to-play game. I mean, it's that's what it is.
Fifty
It's
dollars is the price of a console game new.
exactly, and they did it on a free-to-play platform. So yeah, it's huge, and they're making money off this game, and what they're doing is they're investing some of it back into Hearthstone. You're constantly developing new stages, new cards. So I mean, some of that money is going back into Hearthstone, but some of it is going to. Well, that was a really good play. Um, some of it is going to um, some of these other.
Titles.
So I'm sorry. Hard to play hard to play Hearthstone and podcast at the same time.
I told you before we started.
I know. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Anyway, I go about it. Um, but yeah, I mean that's kind of worked out. And it's funny because we're talking about this now. We're talking about it being free to play and how hard it is to play free to play. We're opening packs tonight. Well, we don't have 50 packs to open. In fact, I'm not really invested a whole lot into Hearthstone as far as monetarily speaking. A lot of mine has been playing the dailies every day, getting that gold, trying to be smart with my packs, that type of thing. And so the whole reason that I'm playing Hearthstone right now is I'm 20 gold away from getting another pack for our game tonight.
Yeah, but it may take you the whole show to win that pack.
Yeah, well, he's got a hold of my Grim Patron now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and call this one. I'm going to fill up his board full of patrons though before I do it, just because I like to hear him say, "Everybody get in here! Everyone get in here!"
Yeah. So my story tonight is actually from New York. Uh, they had quite the scene at Madison Square Garden, uh, as they had fans mobbing Madison Square Garden for the uh, League of Legends North America Championship, and apparently it was quite the scene. Esports is really coming into its own, and games like League of Legends and Dota and Heroes are really pushing that, or blurring that line between esports and regular sports, and what, how, what is an athlete and what is a esport athlete. Pro video game competitions are big business. There's no way to just look at that anymore. And a lot of your top earners are now making close to $1 million. In last year's League of Legends championship had almost double the average attendance of the World Series. They had 27 million viewers on YouTube and Twitch. I mean, that, to me, as somebody who grew up in a time when there wasn't esports, is just crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And they've just finished up the third of three Heroes of the Storm tournaments for the NA qualifiers to play in the regional tournament to decide who's going to go on to BlizzCon to represent the North American, well, not the North American region, but the Americas region at BlizzCon. The first tournament, the prize pool, and I don't even remember what it was now, but I just remember it got bigger each time. And like this last prize pool, This last weekend's tournament is $35,000 in total prize money. The winner got 12 grand. 12 grand to win that one tournament, and it wasn't even the road to BlizzCon. I mean, it was road to BlizzCon, but it wasn't even like the BlizzCon championship.
Right. Yeah. The World Championships are coming up in November.
Right, and we're talking about Hearthstone. Hearthstone. They just had a tournament, and it was Amaz fronted some of the money for it. It's $250,000.
That is crazy.
So I mean, esports is out there. There are people that are dedicating their lives to it. Tempo Storm, the Heroes of the Storm Tempo Storm team, they bought a house. They live together in Arizona, and that's what they do all day long. They stream Heroes, they play Heroes, they practice Heroes, they talk strategy about Heroes. I mean, it's crazy, and it's really taken off. And I'm glad, because not everybody is gifted enough to throw a football. Maybe your gift is hand-eye coordination on a screen. So to be able to make that kind of money too, it's nice to have that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. And it, like we said, it's growing at a exponential rate, and the last couple of years, even ESPN3 has been carrying some of these tournaments, and I,
Very begrudgingly.
yeah, but I mean, it's still, they're showing that there's a market there, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So
No, I don't either. In fact, I see it just growing. This is not new. It's new to us, kind of, because we're not Dota fans. We're not League of Legends fans. They've been playing competitive Smash Brothers. They've been playing competitive Mario Kart, uh, playing competitive Halo and Call of Duty, um, Counter Strike, I think.
yep,
And then Blizzard is they're no newbie into esports, because they've been doing StarCraft tournaments for years. Over in Korea especially. Pretty much since the invention of being able to broadcast over the internet, they've been playing. And there's a channel over in Korea that all they do, all it is all day long, is
esports.
StarCraft games.
Yep, yep.
So it's been around for a while, but it's starting to really get big. And so it's an exciting time to be a video gamer, and now is the time to break in. It's never going to be much easier than it is right now to break into esports. So if you're a video gamer and you've got a dream and you want to break into the competitive market, now's your time to do it.
Absolutely. So, speaking of esports and card games, let's talk a little bit about this new Hearthstone patch.
All right, so before we start opening these cards, I know you've seen a lot of the cards today. Are you excited?
I am actually. I'm looking forward to a lot of the new stuff. I'm not a fan of Joust. Having played the Tavern Brawl last week, I'm
Tavern Brawl.
not a fan of Joust. I am, however, really digging the Inspire mechanic. I
Yep.
think Inspire is going to be a game changer in the meta, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes.
Do you know what I like about Joust?
What's that?
It's an inadvertent nerf to weenie decks.
That's kind of true, and a lot of people have been talking about how Joust isn't quite balanced because you only have a third of a chance to win,
Hmm.
because if you don't have the highest number, you lose. If you tie, you lose. You have to have the highest number to win the Joust.
Right.
So a lot of people are saying that Joust isn't a very good mechanic, and like I said, having played the Tavern Brawl last weekend, I didn't see, from everything I heard and read, I went 0 for 10 in Tavern Brawl last week.
Really?
Yeah, I could not buy a win with either of those decks last weekend, or yeah, last weekend. So
I lost once.
everybody I've talked to has said that Inspire is by far the better of the two mechanics.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt that Inspire is better of the two mechanics. But like for me, I stopped playing Hearthstone back in, I guess it was the end of May, and I took a month off because I was so sick of running up against aggro hunters. That's all I played. And while my win rate was a little over 60%, which is good in Hearthstone, it still there was it was no fun. There was no fun. Aggro Face Hunter sucked all the fun out of this game for me.
Well, I told you this earlier, and last night I had 3 dailies I hadn't done, so I logged on last night, started grinding out my dailies. I ended up picking up. I had one of the new ones, which was win 3 games as a priest.
Uh huh.
I've not played my priest deck since shortly after Nax came out. It's
I was going to
still
say it was a death rattle deck, wasn't it?
it was, but I've actually had changed it right towards the end back to like a tempo priest.
Right.
And so I pulled that deck out, blew the mothballs off of it, went into ladder. I actually played it on the ladder because I was like ranked 22 at the time, and I needed to get to 20 so I get my card back. And I swear I ran into nothing. I played nothing but mage last night.
Yeah. Our friend Zeroshio, he had predicted the actually another podcast that, and we'll get to this later. Another podcast that we both listen to. They on that show he predicted the sort of like the coming out party for a mid tempo paladin,
Mid range paladin, yeah.
mid range, mid tempo, and well, mid range is you hit your mana curve right in the middle of the 4, 5, 6, right in the middle of your game. For me, a tempo is more about maxing out your mana every turn. Now, whether that is with a single creature play or whether that's with being able to play 2 creatures as you get later on, as you get later up in the level. So for me, tempo is equal amounts card draw and being able to spend your mana each turn. Controlling that board through creatures and spells and constantly spending your mana. And I've played a few games of Hearthstone today since the patch went live, and I've actually only played the last game that I was playing, like as we started this episode, was the first game that I played that wasn't against a mid-range / tempo paladin.
Well, sounds like he
So,
was right. They're
so
here.
kudos to Zeroshio, you nailed that one.
Paladins. Paladins as far as the eye can see.
So, so mages and paladins, but you know what? I don't even care what they're playing. I'm so excited that it isn't Face Hunter. So for me, it's a win.
Yep,
In
yep,
fact,
yep.
if anything, I'm the most excited about this expansion because I feel like Face Hunter will start to lessen in popularity. I feel like this is and here's what I like about it. I'm not a fan of the nerf bat. I don't like it when the attempt to balance the game is to weaken a class or to make it uninspiring, to bring it in line with other things that are uninspiring or already weaker. If you've got a class and everyone is liking playing it, to me, the way to balance that game is to buff the other classes to make them as powerful or just as interesting to play. Blizzard, I feel like Blizzard did that in WoW when they did Burning Crusade. And then I feel like they got into Wrath of the Lich King, they brought out the Death Knight, and then it was like, oh, this character is powerful. Let's nerf everybody else. Or let's nerf the Death Knight down to everybody else.
Everybody else, yeah.
Bringing everybody else up to it. So
Right.
they had this great new exciting class everyone's like wanting to play, and like, I don't know, 30 days in, it's bam, the first of like 3 nerf bats to hit this thing.
They even called it. I think they even called it a hero class. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, what's so special about it now?
Yeah, exactly. So I like what they've done here is they didn't nerf Face Hunter at all. They didn't nerf aggro decks in any way. What they did was they gave all the other decks not just ways, because there were ways to counter it. They just weren't very fun ways to counter them. They were uninspiring ways, unimaginative ways to counter them. Now you have all this stuff out there that you can use to counter these decks with, and it makes the meta, to me, it like brings the whole meta back to life.
Yep, yep, yep. All right. So, do you want to go first?
You go first. You got more packs open than I do.
All right.
All right, so you gonna share that screen with me?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Let me know when you can see it.
I can see the little one.
All
All right,
right.
there we go.
Time to open some packs. So I've
Open
got
those packs.
13 here. So let's see what we got.
Oh, I like the way they open.
I do. All right, right out of the gate, we have a healing wave.
Sweet. I'm so excited for this card. The shaman is my favorite class. So for me, the thing that excites me the most about this expansion is that I feel like shaman is going to be viable against all the other classes again.
I agree. I'm a big. I enjoy the shaman class, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the other stuff come out of this. Um,
And see,
tournament tournament
I
attendee. You want to talk about it a little more?
well, no, I was just saying the thing that I really like about healing wave, and this is back to that joust mechanic. As a shaman, if you're playing a tempo shaman or a mid range shaman, and you're playing against an aggro deck, you usually fall behind early. And one of Shaman's big problems is it didn't have any inherent heals. This heal is amazing. It's 3 mana for 7 health, which is a great heal to begin with. But if you win the joust, which chances are you're going to if you're playing a tempo or a mid range deck against an aggro deck, it's gonna give you 14 back. That's practically an Alexstrasza.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. All right.
It's actually better in a lot of ways.
I'm just going to touch on these other cards. We're not going to talk about them in depth. Tournament attendee, 2/1 with taunt. Demon Fuse, 2 to cast. Give a demon +3/+3. Give your opponent a mana crystal. Shadowpan Rider, 5 to cast, 3/7. Gain 3/+3 attack as a combo. And Bone Guard Lieutenant, 2 to cast. He's a 3/2. Inspire, gain 1 health. Alright, moving on to pack number 2. Here we have Tiny Knight of Evil. Two, two to cast. 3/2. Whenever you discard a card, gain +1/+1.
I don't like that card at all.
I'm not a fan of it either, but it has some synergy with some of the Warlock stuff.
Soulfire and
The 5/7 demon that discards 2 cards. Can't remember its name. But
it's
yeah.
like we got Jeopardy syndrome. I can name these cards 9 times out of 10 any other time of the day.
Yep, yep. Alright, so we also got Power Word Glory, 1 to cast. Choose a minion. Whenever it attacks, restore 4 health to your hero. King's Elic, 2 to cast, 3/2. Reveal a minion. Reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, draw it. Cavalier Raider, 5 to cast, 4/4. Inspire, gain +2/+2. And Flash Heal, 1 to cast, restore 5 health. Yeah.
That's an amazing priest card.
To be a common, yes.
And it's a common. And so you also, when you have those dragons that when you cast a spell, it gets +2/+2 or +1/+1.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's or no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking questing adventurer because you have to target that one for the spell.
All right, pack number 3. Darnassus Aspirant, 2 to cast, 2/3. Battle Cry, gain an empty mana crystal. Death Rattle, lose a mana crystal.
High risk, high reward card.
Yeah, I mean, druids have ways to make up lost mana crystals, so I actually think this card could be a little better than, say if it was in any other class.
Yeah.
All right. Got Wild Walker, 4 to cast for 4/4. Give a friendly beast +3 health.
They're really trying to make the Beast Druid deck a thing, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Ice Rager, 3 to cast 5/2. Spell Slinger, 3 to cast 3/4. Battle Cry, add a random spell to each player's hand. I really had a
Just
lot of fun with this card in the Tavern Brawl.
I just don't like giving my opponent a spell too.
Yeah, and then Ancestral Knowledge, 2 to cast, draw 2 cards, overload 2.
Once again, just a super powerful card. Yeah, the Overload 2 is kind of a pain, but Lava Shock, I think you're going to start seeing some Lava Shock now since a lot of these cards are going to have an Overload with them. So I'm thinking we could see some really interesting Overload Shaman play coming up.
All right, moving on to pack number 4.
You were one of those kids that peeked at their Christmas presents before you opened them.
Maybe. All right, 6 to cast, Void Crusher, 5/4, Inspire, destroy a random minion for each player. Again, I'm not a real big fan of this card. I mean, yeah, if you can pick off their other stuff, you can assassinate something big, but it requires too many. I think it requires too many pieces to be in place.
Well, if you like, I can see where this might work in a control like a. I don't want to. Gosh, can I even say like a mid-range warlock? No, but I'm like when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, in playing my handlock, I like to control the board, so I usually don't like to let my opponent have more than one or two creatures on the board at a time. And usually it's the bigger creatures that you'll have a harder time getting rid of. So if you can control the smaller creatures, lay this guy down, yeah, you may lose you may lose an owl, a hoot hoot. Um, and
I like my
yeah,
hoot
this
hoots.
Yeah, but you may lose a hoot hoot, and you may be able to take out their garage or something.
Yeah. All right. We also got a Mookless Champion, 5 to cast 4/3, Inspire, give your other minions +1/+1. Undercity Valiant, 2 to cast 3/2, combo, deal 1 damage.
That's not bad.
Dalaran Aspirant, 4 to cast 3/5, Inspire, gain spell damage +1.
Uh,
And Buccaneer, 1 to cast 2/1. Whenever you equip a weapon, it gets +1 attack. Pirates, arg.
yeah, but at one toughness, it's not going to last very long. So, to me, that card would have been great if it had been a little bit higher casting cost and maybe like a 2/3 or something.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to pack number 5. All right. We got Tuskar Jouster. 5 to cast 5/5. I really like this card. Battle Cry. Reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, restore 7 health to your hero.
Yeah, I like it as well. I don't know if I have a deck that it goes in right now. I would have to probably make one to fit him in, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got a paladin that I'm playing. I'm missing quite a few of the core paladin cards, but I really enjoy playing the paladin deck, and so I'll probably try to work this guy into my deck. All right, we also got an evil heckler, 4 to cast 5/4 with taunt. We got a Dragonhawk Rider, 3 to cast 3/3 inspire, gets Wind Fury. I like this
That
guy.
that Wind Fury deck is getting closer. The dream is almost there.
Alright, Tuskar Totemic. 3 to cast 3/2. Battle Cry. Summon any random totem.
Okay, I really like this, but I don't like it on the curve of 3. I think this is a card that you play later in the game when you can really benefit from like a Mana Tide Totem or a Flame Tongue Totem or even like a healing, not a healing totem, Vitality Totem.
Yeah. And we also got a Pit Fighter. 5 to cast 5/6. Eh,
Eh, it's a vanilla card.
it is. Alright, next pack.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Rip into those Christmas presents.
Yeah. Polymorph Boar. 3 to cast. Transform a minion into a 4/2 boar with charge. This card has so many versatile uses.
Yes.
If they silence one of your minions, you can change it into a 4/2 and attack. If they change it into, or if they whatever, if they freeze it, I don't know, does it doesn't maintain the freeze properties if you polymorph it after it's frozen, does it? It's an interesting concept. I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think I would rather polymorph it first, then freeze it.
But there are a lot of uses. I think this card's very, very good.
I do too, especially with the and I don't remember the name of the card, but there's a guy out there that gives your hero power +1, so you could polymorph it and then hit it with your 2 damage pyroblast.
Yeah. All right.
Great combo.
Flame Juggler, 2 to cast, 2/3. Battle Cry, deal 1 damage to a random enemy.
Eh,
Frigid Snowballed, 4 to cast, 2/6. Spell damage +1.
eh,
Brave Ripping Off Disney. Brave Archer,
yep.
1 to cast, 2/1. Inspire. If your hand is empty, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. So if your hand is empty and she's on the board, you use your hero power for 2, and then they take 2 more, so it's a 4-point damage hero power. My hand's empty a lot of times playing Hunter, I'm just saying. Alright, and Refreshment Vendor. 4 to cast, 3/5. Battle Cry, restore 4 health to each hero.
I actually saw this card a lot during that Tavern Brawl too, so it helped me out just as much as it helped out my opponent. Actually, I got the Hunter. I think I played 17 or 18 games. I got the Hunter the bulk of the time.
Alright, moving on.
King's Defender.
3 to cast, 3/2 weapon, Battle Cry. If you have a minion with taunt, gain +1 durability.
So bonus points if you can remember where you picked up the King's Defender, and wow.
Chess event in Karazhan.
Woo! Way to go, Patrick!
It's been a while.
I know.
Alright, Ball of Spiders. 6 to cast. Summon 3 1/1 web spinners. I just don't. That card seems so expensive to summon 3 1 casting cost minions.
Right, that's. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could get something great out of it, but it's just a more expensive muster with the death rattle, and you don't get a cool weapon. Actually, you don't get a cool weapon with muster either, but at least it's a weapon.
And actually, this is one of the rogue cards I really liked when I was looking at the set early. Beneath the Grounds. 3 to cast. Shuffle 3 ambushes into your opponent's deck. When drawn, you summon a 4/4 Nerubian.
I like that. I like that card a lot. And at 3 casting cost, you can play it at any point in the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like you don't have to play that on curve. You can wait and you can hold it and you can use it to combo something else. So
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that it's viable regardless of what phase of the game you're in. Flame Lance was so good.
Yeah.
So good in the Tavern Brawl. I'm really excited to see what it looks like in actual, like how people are going to use it in actual decks. But man, in the limited environment of the Tavern Brawl, it was just money.
Yep. Savage Combatant. 4 to cast, 5/4. Inspire. Give your hero +2 attack this turn. So you're with this guy on the board as Malfurion, as a druid. You're going to hero power, get +1 attack, +1 armor, and then this guy's going to give you +2 more attack this turn. So your hero power is now giving your hero +3 attack.
Right. No, I can definitely see its use, but
It's getting past your
Excuse me.
bedtime, isn't it?
it is about to turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah, so the only other card here in this pack we haven't seen yet is the Bear Trap. 2 to
Right.
cast, secret. After your hero is attacked, summon a 3/3 bear with taunt.
So
So
it's funny. The whole time I played that Tavern Brawl, I never got to use this card. But every time I played against a hunter, it was used against me. It's a
yeah,
pain in the butt.
yeah. Well, I think the big thing there is that it's after you're attacked, not when you're attacked. So
Right.
you're gonna take the damage, and then you're gonna summon a taunt.
Right.
All right. Another
Oh, you got another one.
second Savage Combatant. The only other thing
Second
here
flame.
we haven't seen is the Totem Golem.
Yep.
2 to cast, 3/4, Overload 1. I like this
Great
guy.
card.
Yeah.
Great card. Frost Giant.
That's a Frost Giant.
Yep.
So, costs 1 less for each time you used your hero power this game.
I'm going to abuse the heck out of that in my handlock.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty, moving on. We got 4 packs left.
Oh, look at that. A Golden Savage Combatant. What is up?
Wow, they just keep coming.
So
Well,
are you going to dust it? Or
I
do you
am I am going to probably dust this Gold Savage Combatant.
It's because the drool's freaking me out a little bit.
Alright, Lance Carrier. 1/2 Battle Cry, give a friendly minion +2 attack. Gadget Zan Jouster. 1 to cast, 1/2 Battle Cry, reveal a minion. If yours costs more, gain +1/+1.
Eh,
Eh.
there's so many other things I'd rather have in the deck than that. I don't need a 1-drop that badly.
And then Ram Wrangler. We haven't seen this yet. 5 to cast, 3/3 Battle Cry. If you have a beast, summon a random beast.
I actually played this card a lot in the Tavern Brawl, and I usually ended up on top with it. So I'd probably find a way to put it in the deck. Now, granted, that's in a pretty limited environment. You were only playing against the mage. That was the only class you played against. So, I'm sure it's got its limitations, but I'm at least going to give it a shot because it did so well. I think we've seen all these, haven't we? No,
We haven't
North
seen
Sea Kraken.
or Maiden of the Lake.
Yeah.
But that's my second Tuskar Jouster, so I'm definitely using it now in my Paladin deck.
Yep.
Maiden of the Lake, 4 to cast, 2/6. Your hero power now only costs 1.
Yep.
And North Sea Kraken, 9 to cast for a 9/7, deals 4 damage on entry.
Yep.
2 packs left.
Oh, look at that! Your third.
Fourth Savage
Epic.
Combatant.
Yeah. Your third regular Savage Combatant.
Third regular, yeah. So Magnetar Alpha also damages the minions next to whomever he attacks. So he's 4 to cast, 5/3, and he deals.
He's a miniature Foe Reaver.
Yeah, he does 5 damage to 3 minions if they have that many on the board.
That's awesome.
Also opened a Wormrest Agent, 2 to cast, 1/4. Battle Cry. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and taunt.
That's not bad.
Priest Dragons. We've got a Holy Champion, 4 to cast, 3/5. Whenever a character is healed, gain +2 attack.
Oh, that's so good.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yep. All right, last pack. Here we go. Good luck, good luck, good luck.
No whammies.
Aw, whammies. 2 to cast, convert. Put a copy of an enemy minion into your hand.
Wow.
Yeah, especially the way that reads, you get to choose it, so. And the Silent Knight. I don't think we've seen that one yet. 3 to cast, 2/2, Stealth, and Divine Shield.
And 2 more North Sea Krakens.
Yep, and 2 more North Sea Krakens.
All right. I'm ready. Can you see it? All right. So here we go. I only have 8 packs because I'm poor. All right. All right, let's see what we've got. Okay, I think we've talked about all of these except the Doom card, which, by the way, is the name of that 5/7 charger.
You are correct.
So, yeah. 7 for a 6/8. They're just other things I'd rather have in the deck. So, all right. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so we got some new stuff here. We've already talked about the Void Crusher, Lowly Squire, Inspire game +1 attack. We already talked about that. We've seen the Evil Heckler already. So
Yeah.
Silverhand Regent, Inspire, summon a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit. That's actually really, really cool.
Yeah, and it's available for
Paladin.
but it's also available for anybody else.
Right. So, but if you're playing Paladin, that's wicked cool because of this next card, which I ran up against a lot today. The Warhorse Trainer, which your Silverhand recruits have a +1 attack. So that's going to pair really well with the Quartermaster as well. So that's mid-range Paladin is definitely a thing. All right, here we go. Oh, Ram Wrangler, we already talked about. Clockwork Knight, have we talked about him yet?
We have not seen him yet.
Okay, I got 2 of them in this one pack. How about that? So Battlecry, give a friendly mech +1/+1.
That, I mean, mech decks are a thing thanks to Goblins vs Gnomes. I see them all the time, so that could be
maybe
good.
Second Warhorse. We already talked about Pit Fighter.
Yep.
Okay, 2 more Fearsome Doom Guards. Lowly Squire we already talked about. King's Elic. Did we really talk about this in the last one? I know you got one.
Yeah, I opened one, but no, we didn't really touch on it much. It was in the Hunter Tavern Brawl deck. I got to play it a few times.
I did too. In fact, it actually won me quite a few games because it got my Acid Ball out. Like almost the whole time I kept drawing Acid Ball out of it. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, so the rare for this is for all classes. Saboteur. It's 4/3 for 3. Your opponent's hero power costs 5 more next turn. I have a feeling that is going to be a great tech card. And as we see some of these inspired decks start to pop up, this is a great counter.
So. Yeah, I think it's like Leoric, or not Leoric, but Lothab. Yeah.
Somebody's got heroes on their mind.
Yep.
All right, so Power Shot. Really, you're going to give the non-hunter guy a hunter rare? 2, a second hunter rare. All right, so Power Shot. Deal 2 damage to a minion and the minions next to it for 3. That's not bad.
No, they're trying to tell you something there.
No, they're not. They don't want me playing hunter. All right, so Living Roots. Choose 1, deal 2 damage, or summon 2 1/1 saplings for 1. That's actually, I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a good card.
I like that quite a bit. And then Tuskar Totemic, we already talked about that one. Come on, Shaman cards. Okay, Bear Trap, Evil Heckler we've talked about, Power Word Glory we talked about. So Effigy, it's a mage card.
I like this card.
Secret, when a friendly minion dies, summon a random minion with the same cost. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so if they kill a 5 casting cost, you're going to get another 5 casting cost.
Yeah. May not always be the best card, but you're going to get one. Alright. Golden Common. Oh, that's actually a really awesome golden.
Yeah, it is. That looks really cool.
Alright, so Bolster, give your taunt minions +2/+2. That's not bad. And then
that's all taunt minions. So if you've got 2 or 3 on the board, that's pretty huge for 2 mana.
We already talked about Shadowpan. We've already talked about Brave and Effigy. So Argent Watchman can't attack. Inspire can attack as normal this turn.
Oh,
That's
wow. That's,
interesting.
yeah. You give him taunt, sort of like you do with the Ancient Watcher,
Hmm.
and except where the Ancient Watcher can't attack, use your hero power, and now this guy's hitting somebody in the face for two.
Yep, I like it. All right, no whammies. Oh, whammy. All kinds of whammy. Okay, so we've talked about all of these except for Seal of Champions. Give a minion +3 attack and Divine Shield for 3. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all actually. 3 mana, 3 attack, and Divine Shield. I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. So.
Eh. Yeah, like it's like Zeroshio said, but I'm firmly agreeing. I think the mid-range paladin is here, and I think his presence is going to be felt. Uh, I think you're going to see him change the meta quite a bit.
Yep, yep, yep. Alrighty. Well, you have anything else?
Nope, that's it. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get more shaman cards. That shaman deck's just going to have to stay there for a little while
Yeah.
till I can dust all these hunter cards and craft some shaman cards.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Those of you who are not familiar, we do play a lot of Hearthstone. We do have a new show coming soon.
Yes.
Um, the first we've talked about it really. It was mentioned recently on Legend of the Innkeeper.
Legend of the Innkeeper, which we both listen to, and
We do.
our new co-host Zeroshio is going. He's actually been a guest host on there quite a bit. Uh, so
Yeah. So if you've not listened to Legend of the Innkeeper, go over and check them out. They usually record Sundays around 2, I believe, 2 Eastern. Um, but check it out. We have a new Hearthstone show coming. It's going to be similar. We've really been using Casual Sunday as a testing ground, I guess, for this new show because it's going to be a video-based show on Twitch and on our YouTube channel. So you guys can check it out. It's called Hero Power, fitting enough. And we're really looking forward to getting this thing started and bringing it to you guys on a weekly basis. So we will have more information on it as we get closer to launch time.
yeah, we're really excited about it. I know that Zeroshio is excited. Um, we've we put a lot of thought into what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So it's kind of nice to see things starting to come together for it, and hopefully we'll get it up and going in the next few weeks, and it'll be good to go. The screen share you're seeing tonight is us kind of playing around with one of what we consider one of the cooler parts of the show. So kind of neat.
Yep.
I
All
won't
right.
spoil all the surprises.
All right, guys. Well, that will do it for us for tonight. Again, thanks for joining us. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/ECMMOGamers, or on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ECMMOGamers. And as always, I'm Patrick.
I'm Alex.
Good gaming.